Welcome back in. We have another week of Buccaneers Total Access brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. And man, I have just some great guests with me here. We have Cam Brate, our normal co-host, week 2. You got your rookie stuff out of you last week. You crushed it, man.
Thank you. Watch the tape. Looking for improvements this week, so
I love it. And we have our guest of the week, Yaya Diaby. Yaya, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And congrats on an epic win. I mean, that was incredible. And as you and I walked over here, we were both discussing also very stressful. I'm sure, especially on the defensive end.
Super stressful.
Tell me what that felt like, particularly at the end of the game, as you guys are trying to make the final stands.
Yeah. That last 2 minute drive, I was like, man, we got to find a way to pull this game out. I was like, Coach, I was tired. I know for myself, I was tired. Joe was tired. I was like, Joe, nah, man, we got to be out there, man. We the guys, like, we have to be out there. So last 2 minutes, I'm like, okay, let's get out. We got to stop. And it's 53 seconds, but then I look over, they still got 3 timeouts. I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, come on, offense, you gotta get a first down. But then they didn't, and we got the stop, man, got the win.
That's got to be a crazy moment. When did you feel like you had essentially won the game and then to realize maybe not?
Yeah. I seen them 3 timeouts. I said, oh, yeah. My coach was like, yeah, we got to go back. We got to get ready to go back out there. So I was like, yeah.
All the water.
Let me get all the water I can.
I mean, a game like that yesterday, they ran 30 more plays than we did, offense. Early in the season, you know, how hard is that to get into game shape like that so that you're ready to play 80, 85 plays of defense? Were you feeling the effects yesterday during that?
Yeah. When it came down to the wire, I was like, but this is what we've been, training for. So, and we got it worse down here in Tampa.
Yeah, practicing the Tampa Heat helps,
So I'm like, oh yeah.
That AC dome, you're like,
good.
this is fine.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I could pull it out.
That's amazing. And so I know before the game we always talk about how everybody always says, oh, every game matters the same and all of, but it felt like there was a little weight to this Lions game after ending with the playoffs, losing to them twice last year. Did it feel like this win mattered a little bit more than just a typical regular season win would?
Yeah, because they the team who knocked us out. So when you go back down there in their stadium, you want to get that win, and it was just that whole week of preparation. I'm like, yeah, we got to get this one. We have to, and went down there and handled business.
And you'd even marked it on your calendar a little bit before the season started, right? In terms of, especially when you were hurt, that you're like this. We got to be back.
I was like, if I'm not back week 1, I'm definitely going to be back week 2. So I had to make sure I was back for the Lions game.
What did it feel like a win like that said about this team and what it means for you guys moving forward?
Man, we're hungry. We're hungry as a whole, offense, defense, special team. Like, we got each other back. That's what it really came down to yesterday. The offense, struggled a little bit towards the end, but we just kept telling Baker, we got you. So we did what we had to do as a defense and as a whole, and, we just pulled it out.
I know that for you guys, Cam, the defense doesn't have to deal with the noise factor quite as much. That place is loud. It is rocking. And I was thinking about the offense, and you got, at least one different offensive lineman out there, but as you guys are trying to do it, the fact that it felt like the team kept killing the momentum. Is that what it felt like for you, thinking about that, especially from an offensive standpoint, and then even watching what the defense did of being able to have these major shifts where it feel like a moment of, oh man, this is where you can let it get away from you. It felt like they just kept doing what it took to kill that.
100%, yeah. Like defense, kind of the whole bend, don't break mentality. It seemed every single time Detroit had a big play, got down in the red zone, someone stepped up and made a play. And, like talking about the crowd noise offensively with the new tackle, that is so hard. Going against one of the best DNs in the league. Don't want to get too into it, but with the crowd noise, you got to go on silent count, and, he's farthest removed from the ball. So that's a big ask. And, obviously Aiden had a really good game, but I thought Justin did a great job battling. And, a lot of guys on the O-line stepped up, I thought. So, a lot of things to take away from that performance offensively. Going somewhere early in the season on the road, tough environment, it was really nice to see.
Yeah, watching that offense, tell me your thoughts as you're on the sideline when you see Baker juke someone out and then score a touchdown on the next play.
Man, I literally got up and start wiggling. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, okay.
That was a heat check. That was a heat check after the third down run.
Man, I swear, man, Baker just do things, and you just like, man, I see why he's our leader. You know, like we literally like want to fight for him. You feel me? Like I get so happy when I see stuff like that, and I'm just like, Baker, we got your back. Just know that it don't matter what it is, we got your back.
That's cool to hear from the defensive side too, because it's easy to say like an offense maybe would want to fight for their quarterback, you know, extra blocks for him, do something like that. But to hear that it even has made its way over to the defensive side is a pretty cool thing. And I imagine for you, Cam, watching, like thinking about that kind of a quarterback play, what that does for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a testament to Baker. You know, the fact that he's got everyone rallying around him. I mean, yeah, who's not going to get fired up? I mean, that juke was incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
who knew he had it in
put
him,
that
man?
guy on skates. And I think he was on the headset telling Liam, like, yeah, let's do it again.
I'm
on the
feeling
touchdown
myself.
run. Yeah. But, yeah, talking to Baker here last week, he's looking good, man. He's looking mobile, agile, hostile. Yeah,
he got it all.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, it's fun to watch.
That's awesome. We're here on Buccaneers Total Access talking to Cam Brate and Yaya Diaby. And then Chris Godwin. I mean, this guy is just going off. His first half was unbelievable. So, yeah, same. Yaya, what did you think watching what he was doing that first half and then his touchdown as well?
Man, we was watching. I'd be like, it's 3rd and long. Who's going to get it? Chris.
Yeah.
He got it. First down. They just kept moving, and then I was like, dang, how the heck did he get so wide open? Then he scored. I was like, man, as soon as they came on the sideline, I was like, good play call, coach. Great play call. That was an amazing play call.
And it's funny to think about how I think everyone at this point is like, 3rd down, we think we might know what is going to happen here, and yet it's still able to happen. And that to me is what's so incredible. And I mean, obviously, Cam, you've played with Chris a really long time, and we've seen where, depending on what was going on with the offense, sometimes he's a bigger or lesser part of a specific game. So far this season, whatever Liam Cohen is doing with Chris, it seems to be working.
100%. Yeah, I texted Chris after the game. Unfortunately, first incomplete pass thrown to Chris this year. I think he's got 15 catches on 16 targets.
Jeez.
So just kind of the player Chris is, 3rd down, that's where he's going to excel. BA used to always call it making grimy catches. You know, you're going to get a lot of man coverage, and Chris just does a great job utilizing his strengths, and that's going to be his shiftiness and just how compact he is at the top of routes, just creating a little bit of separation and warding off defenders. And obviously Baker has a lot of trust in him, and Liam's doing a great job moving him around. And
so, this week, one of the big storylines was just, I mean, the defense was like the walking wounded out there, that there were so many different injuries, guys having to be moved around, you know, even Tyke being sick. I mean, there was just so many wild things. And to be looking at, you know, facing this Lions offense, and you know you're not going to have Kalijah. You end up being without Vita for part of the game. You're without Antoine. You know, you didn't know about Zion for a while. Just tell me what it was like all week being a part of this defense, not knowing exactly who was going to be available, and then guys being moved around to different spots.
For us as a defense, I feel like it's always next man up mentality. Like, we get each other ready throughout the whole week. Like, it don't matter who's in there, somebody's gonna step up, you know. So for us, when Vita went down, Greg had to take a lot of snap, and then they added CJ Brew in there, and he had to take a lot of snap, and we just kept uplifting each other like, oh, I got your back, you got my back, we're gonna communicate and help each other. And then on the back end, you know, Tyke being sick, and dude still had a great game, you know. And you got Christian Izzian back there, got him a pick. You know, it just shows how much like everybody is locked in. Like, we're heading in the right direction, and we can't get complacent right now and think that because we beat the Lions, we're that team. We just got to keep trusting the process and take it game by game.
Yeah, you brought up Christian Izzian and his interception, the guy who had to be going from, oh, we're nickel, oh, last week we're outside corner, oh, this week we're safety. And he gets the interception, and then Zion, also coming off concussion protocol, also gets an interception.
First play.
And yeah,
first play.
Right, which was wild.
I was like,
that's a way to start it.
I was like, okay,
you're like,
Zion.
let's do that every time. That's our new play call. Is just interception, first down, we're done.
Yeah.
But tell me those two guys in particular and those two interceptions and just what you saw from their game after, again, Is he getting moved around a bit? Zion having to miss some time earlier in the week.
Man, Zion, he has impressed me throughout the whole camp. Even though I wasn't out there, I was watching a lot. I'm like, yo, Zion is the real deal. Like, he's really improved from last year to this year, knowing that he has to take that role, and he's done a great job. He almost had another pick. Where he cut underneath the receiver and almost got another pick. So I'm like, oh yeah, Zion is him.
That's great.
I mean, he's always been an incredible athlete.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Just watching the first 2 games, I think he's done a great job improving his tackling. Yesterday he had a great open field tackle on David Montgomery in the fourth quarter, and just watching him improve and step up to his new role as starting corner has been awesome.
And I know, Cam, looking at the defense overall, if you were on offense going against this group in this game, what stands out to you about what would have been so challenging and the things that they did really well?
So I thought it was awesome. Secondary, couple question marks with guys being down. So a lot of pressure is going to be on the front 4 to create pressure. And you guys were able to do it without blitzing. A ton of stunts and twists in the front. When coach calls those stunts and twists, are you excited about that as a pass rusher, or are you looking to win one-on-one battles?
It's both, because I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday they game planned me, man. They was chipping me every play. So when we had them opportunities to run a game, I'm like, okay, we about to get y'all now. We about to get some pressure in front of y'all. So it worked both ways. If you want to win your one-on-one matchup, but when they call a game, it just opened opportunities for everybody to eat.
Yeah, the stunts and twists you guys are running, Goff couldn't really get comfortable. You guys did a great job collapsing the pocket, and I think that's really why the team was able to have success. He just wasn't able to be comfortable stepping up into throws with those twists.
Yeah.
Is it cool for you to know that you're getting game planned against now?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It's not
but
fun,
it's not,
but it's a compliment.
It's not fun.
How annoying is it getting chipped?
Man, it was funny because I would line up, they'll do a motion. I'm like, okay, I got a 101. Then I see Sam Laporta come right back in. I'm like, oh, here we go again. I'm like,
look at Kim. He's like, it's fun to be on that side of it.
That was the best. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm about to get chipped. I'm like, let me do what I have to do.
Yeah, as a blocking tight end, Cam, tell me your thoughts.
So, I had to do some research on Yaya, so I was watching some tape, and I didn't get a chance to play with you, but I don't think I would have liked playing with you, because I would have to practice against you. And watching the way you're able to just bull rush, just straight up strength on these tackles is unbelievable. Have you always just had the natural ability, just pure strength power?
Kinda. I mean, it built up the older I got, because I wasn't this size my whole life, but I always been a guy to take the weight room part serious, trying to build a lot of strength and a lot of explosiveness, and I'm glad I have a strength coach like AP who knows what it needs, what I have to do to get myself to that stage.
Yeah, you would have been a nightmare for me. Like, if I had to play against you on Sunday, like Saturday night, I'd be in my bed like, man, that's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, he's on our team. That's our best part. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access. I've got Cam Brate and Yaya Diaby with me. Yaya, I wanted to get a little bit into your story, your journey here. It's one of my favorites on the team, and I think it's a big reason why, among many other reasons, you're a fan favorite and someone that everyone's really rooting for this year and seeing where you're going. And tell me, just thinking back at your life early on, the fact that you even lived in Guinea as a kid for several years, to know that you would end up being in the NFL, that alone is such an amazing story. What do you remember? And I know you were very young. How much do you remember about that time of getting to grow up there for a few years?
It was fun. It was fun, as soon as me and my sister, as soon as my mom had us down here, when we turned like 3, 4, my mom was like, yeah, we're gonna take you back to our home so you can see the culture and, you know, be around your grandparents. And my grandparents, they're amazing grandparents. They made sure that we were disciplined, you know, every little thing that we do. That's why I'm super respectful now. You know, everywhere I go, I'm respectful to anybody I see. It don't matter if you're homeless, if you're anything, I'm respectful to everybody. But it was fun, you know, got to be down there with my cousins and uncles, and it was just fun.
It's amazing. And I know that you are fluent in Maninka, right?
Yeah.
That's the so did you learn English first or Maninka first?
Maninka.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I would love to hear. If I'm going to ask you to say what you like about football. Tell us that answer in Maninka.
Let me see what I like about football and Maninka. She put me on.
I gave you two things to think about. I didn't want to say something. I wanted to at least give you what to say. You can say anything else if you want. We won't know.
Yeah, true.
Also, nyafo di football name. Football academia parce que ma nindi nyoho anyi turuna nyumala anyi fembe kera so academia wanyale.
Yeah, that was a great answer.
Beautiful. Tell us what you said.
I just said football is like a sport where I'm able to be around great group of guys, and you know that's just the reason why I love it, and you know just the ants you get when you play it.
I love that. The reason I wanted you to say that specifically is because I wanted to know what got you started playing football when, again, your family history, where you grew up, is not exactly the normal pipeline to being a football player, and it's not the sport of that culture. So what got you into it, and what do you remember about what you first learned about it?
Yeah, when I was in Guinea, all we did was play soccer. So I really loved soccer. But then when it was like, I think fifth grade, going into my sixth grade year, one of my close friends, he was like, man, you ain't doing nothing after school. Just come play football. Just come play football, and we could just, you know, hang out and just ball. And then I started playing football, and I was like, dang, this a fun sport. So that's when I really got into it. And then the more I got to learn, because I really didn't know nothing about it. I was just really out there just doing anything. But the more I got to learn about it, I was like, dang, this is actually a fun sport that I feel like I can actually do.
Were you always this big?
No, I really wasn't. Like I was small. I was like 185 pounds.
When
throughout
in high school?
Throughout my whole high school.
Jeez.
So I'm imagining you this size playing soccer, and how how terrifying that would be for those guys.
Nah, if I was this size, I'd probably be a goalie.
Yeah. You just have to stand there. You don't even have to.
Yeah, I'll probably be a goalie.
That's crazy. So when did you get bigger?
My second year in junior college.
Wow.
Is when I got big. I started putting the weight on my first year there, and then got like this size in my second year.
So how was that experience at junior college?
Man, it was fun. It was fun. Not a lot of guys made it out because of how stressful it was, because we had to make our bed, we had to wake up for formation, we had to do a lot of things, and if you didn't do those things, they'll give you hours, and then those hours you would have to, after everything you do, you would have to make up those hours. So if you had 2 hours, you have to be out there for 2 hours marching, marching back and forth. So I try to make sure I ain't get no hours, and that helped me out a lot. When college coaches came by, they'll be like, how good is this kid? Like, is he respectful? Is he all this? And does he do everything right? And some of the guys, they'll have like 120 hours. So the coaches be like, nah, we'll move on. We'll move on to the next.
So going to Louisville after that, life was probably much easier, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
demands of a Division I athlete after your experience at Georgia Military is probably a breeze, right?
Yeah. It was super fun at Louisville, man. I always thank my D-line coach, Mark Ivey, because he really believed in me. Like even my mom seen it from the jump. Like when I went up there on my visit, he was the coach that showed love. Like he wanted me to be one of his players, and to this day I will always thank Coach Mark Ivey, man. And he check up on me every day. I literally just talked to him last night. So yeah, that's my guy.
That's really cool. Did anything from Georgia Military School stick of like, do you still have this very like precise way of making your bed? Or when you left, were you like, no more, I refuse to do any of this anymore?
Yeah, it's like the folding and all that, just to do that. I don't do that. But I still make my bed every morning, but not like that, like how they taught me.
That's funny. We talked about you were a lot smaller in high school. At one point, is it true that you played kicker in high school?
Yeah, I was the kicker my ninth grade year, because all the other guys were like super big, so I was like,
You're like,
I
oh, you're
gotta
small.
find something. I was like, I gotta find something that I can do on this
And not
field
die.
and not, yeah, literally, and not die. So yeah, I was the kicker my ninth grade year, and then
What was your furthest field goal you kicked?
probably 30.
Okay.
30. That's about it.
Yeah.
They ain't really put me out there to kick field goals, but yeah, 30 was my longest.
If we were in a pinch, could you do it now, you think?
I don't know, cause my legs a little bigger now, so I don't know if
You
I
could
get
hit a 30-yarder.
Yeah, probably I could. Yeah.
That's pretty great. I know for you, like we talked about you went to Georgia Military School. Part of that is because you weren't this, the typical story of the 5-star recruit, go to Alabama, for, all of that. Were you recruited much of anywhere, or how did that decision get made that Georgia Military School would be the best decision for you?
Yeah, it was like, mostly it was like really small schools that was recruiting me out of high school, but then I didn't like meet the requirements for it, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just take a year off. So then took that year off, worked at the airport, and then that's why I love God so much. I rely on God so much. All I did was pray about it, and then next thing you know, one of my teammates was like, yeah, there's an opportunity at Georgia Military for us to go try out. And then that's where my journey started.
We're talking to Yaya Diaby here. That's incredible. Cam, do you know that he'd worked at an airport for a year?
So I did some research.
Look at you. I'm so proud of you.
Yep, it was on the internet.
It was, it was on the internet.
It was on Google. So that was at the Atlanta airport.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my number one least favorite place on earth is the Atlanta
Super
airport.
busy.
Oh
Not
my
only
God.
did you just work at an airport, you worked at
The busiest.
The busiest,
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
And you were
Wheelchair
wheelchair.
assistant,
Yeah.
Wheelchair assistant, man. No, that was hectic, especially when you had a lot of people had connecting flights.
Oh
and
yeah.
They'll just get super mad. I'll be like, I just work.
So were
here.
you
Like,
were you
I'm
ever
just-
running?
Yeah, I remember one time I had the person in one hand and I had their suitcase, and I had to really run so they could make their flight, and luckily they did.
Who needs a sled push when you have this?
Yeah.
That's amazing. What a story.
Did you have either best or worst moments at the airport?
I don't think I really had a worst moment. It was just stressful.
Yeah.
It was just mostly just stressful, just people being mad at me, and I'm like, all I'm doing is just pushing you. I didn't book your flight.
I didn't make your plane
like,
late.
Yeah, I didn't book your flight or none of that. I'm just trying to help you get to your flight. So that was the only thing. It was just stressful.
Do you think it influenced how you play football, view football now? The fact that your path wasn't easy and you did take an entire year off, I have to imagine that had an effect on just how you approach and view football.
Oh yeah, that's why I attack every day the way I attack. It don't matter if it's in a weight room, if it's out in the field. Like I'm always bring guys along. I'm always, make sure I hold people accountable. That's why I'm glad I met people like Jose, Kalaja, Servassier, guys like that, because we all hold each other accountable, and just having guys like that in the locker room, it just makes you want to be even better, like Kalaja, before we left for Detroit, he was like, man, you better get a sack or I'm gonna slap you. I was like, dang. I was like, but it's just, that's the way we
Do I want to bring up that you didn't get a sack at this
I
moment?
know,
No,
no, I literally just seen him in the training room, and he was like, I'm supposed to slap you, right? I was like, man, chill.
We got the win, man. It's all right.
Yeah, I was like, we got the win. I was like, chill. But
that's one way to motivate you.
But that's how we hold each other accountable. We always trying to get the best out of each other. So, having guys like that is always good to have.
It's a big deal. Do you remember having teammates like that for you, Cam, when you were here, of like guys that specifically would push you? Maybe not threaten to slap you.
I'm trying to think of guys who threatened to slap me. Of course, yeah. And, he's got unbelievable leadership on the defensive side. Levante, Antoine, Will Golston. Golston, he didn't threaten to slap me, but he essentially slapped me. Just, going up against Will, like he brought it every single day, and Will outweighs me by like 70 pounds. And so I think blocking Will for a year for me, my rookie year on the practice squad, and dealing with him, and he's kind of always like a little bit pissed off, Yeah. He metaphorically threatened to slap me basically every day. So definitely having guys to push you is huge.
Yeah. When did you realize how close you and those guys were going to be? That I feel like you mentioned, you, Servassier, Kalijah, even Jose, there was a bunch of you as rookies together, that it felt like all of a sudden you guys started traveling in a pack, and I just felt like I never saw one of you without the others. And it's not just a friendship, like you said, it's pushing each other too. How did that develop? So
Kalijah and Voss, they was already in the ACC, so I already knew about them. We played against each other, so I already knew about them. And it just happened, they put all of our lockers right by each other. Like Kalijah is right down in the middle, and then Jose is right there. So that's how we really built the good relationship. And then the rookie academy, we always talked in there, and Dude did a great job, bringing us all together, and then we'll go out there, do different activities with each other. So it just brought us super close to each other. And then just seeing that somebody's hungry just like you're hungry, so that kind of brings you together. And then Jose just being in my room, that helped out a lot.
Yeah, that's a big deal. All right, we're going to take another break here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips, Cam Brate, Yaya Diaby. We were talking about before the break your closeness with your rookie class. I'm sure, and especially with those guys like Kalijah, I'm sure it's been challenging to watch Kalijah have to deal with some of these injuries, last season, now again the start of this year. How have you been trying to encourage him, and what have you seen about how he's been able to handle it?
Man, he's attacking that training room. Like, I normally come up here like super early, like around 6. He was here like 5. I'm like, yo, this dude he's really trying to get back. But yeah, I'm always around them, just telling them like you good, man, you good. Like God got you, and God do everything for a reason. So just keep your head high, and you just know that we got your back, and we gonna keep doing what we're doing until you get back. But I really do miss him, man, cause that's a guy that we feed off each other, being on that field. So I'm happy that he's attacking in, and I know he'll be back soon.
And then you dealt with your own injury this preseason. What was that like for you emotionally in that moment, that as you get hurt and then as you learn how severe or not it is?
Man, I cried because I'm not gonna lie, like this camp, the starting of the camp was like the best I done felt, like pass rush wise and just doing different things. Cause last year I relied a lot on my power and my everything, so I was getting comfortable and using different moves and stuff. And when I went down, I was like, man, why right now? Like I'm having like the best camp I ever had, even when I was at Louisville, JUCO. Like this, like I've never felt this way. Like I knew I was about to go into the season at my like best, and I'm like, when I went down, I was like, why God? Like, but you know, like I said, God do everything for a reason, and you know, I always trust God, and my mom always told me to, you know, trust God and just pray about it. So that's all I do is just pray about it, and I was able to be back for week 1.
I know, Cam, you dealt with injuries a few different times in your career. What is it like emotionally in those moments, and what are the ways that can maybe separate the better or worse ways to approach it and to know that you're back at your peak?
Yeah, injury is just part of the game, man. It sucks, and as you get older, they seem to happen a little bit more frequently.
Old man Cam over here.
Oh yeah, man. Shoot, if I was in my end of my career and I got to miss all training camp, I think I would have been kind of excited. But like, I totally get it from your perspective, man. Like year 2, kind of entering your prime, like. Yeah, that's hard, but ultimately you just gotta control what you can control, which is the most cliche thing to say ever, but like it's so true. Like all Kalijah can do right now, all you can do, you know, during training camp is just attack rehab with as much purpose and intent as you can, and realize that injuries are going to happen. But yeah, it sounds like you did a great job getting yourself ready to go, and look great so far this year.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I do feel like we hear people talk all the time about that year 1 to year 2 sort of expected jump. Cam, did you agree with that sentiment, that that's usually a pretty big deal?
Oh my gosh, rookie year, NFL, you are swimming. Like no matter what. Like it is just such a big jump. The expectation, the time commitment, it's just a whole different ball game. And so entering year 2, you just are so much more comfortable having been through it. Your rookie year, you know, you just finished your last year, you got the combine, then all of a sudden, you know, you're just in it. So how comfortable do you feel this year compared to last year?
Man, super comfortable. Just like you said, rookie year is like you swimming. I'm just out there like, what am I doing? Like, but this year, yeah, I feel super comfortable. Like, it's not a lot of thinking. It's more of, you know, going and reacting. So yeah, year 2 is it's going good so far.
Yeah.
And it felt like you even had almost that year 1 to year 2 jump in the middle of last year. It felt like suddenly you hit just a different level last season. What do you think led to that? Like, did it feel like something just clicked? Because I mean, I know also learning Coach Bowles' defense as an outside linebacker and all the things he expects of you guys is no joke.
Yeah, everything just started to slow down. It just started to slow down because the more, it's really reps. It's like the more reps you get, the comfortable you get. You like, okay, I made this mistake. Now I see what I have to do to not make that mistake again. So everything just starts to slow down, and then yeah, you just pick it up from there.
Cam, watching Coach Bowles' defense, if you imagine yourself having to sit in the film room, break that down, watch it, see what you're going up against, what they ask of guys like Yaya, what would stand out to you as compared to maybe even other defenses or defensive coordinators around the league?
Just how multiple they are in everything they do. Coverage-wise, front-wise, it just presents so many challenges trying to figure out exactly what's going on up front, who's blitzing, who's going to drop. And you can tell when you watch quarterbacks, you know, they're just hesitant a little bit, just trying to read the field, see the whole picture. For you, you know, you're a 3-4 outside linebacker. But, you know, if you were in 4-3, you'd be DN. But as a 3-4 outside linebacker, you sometimes have to drop into pass coverage.
Yeah.
All right, so I play with JPP. And he had 2 picks.
Yeah.
And he has 3 fingers.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen you come close to getting a pick yet.
Yeah.
So laying down the gauntlet over here.
It's going to get there, you know. I'm not a big fan of dropping, but
what's that? When you guys are in the huddle, or you guys are talking about the play that's coming up, and you hear you got to drop. Like, what's that thought process like for you?
If it's second down, I'm okay with dropping. I'm okay. But third down, I want to hunt. I want to go. So when I hear a drop call, I'm like, dang, I'm dropping. But that's just not being selfish. That's what it takes to be a good team. And if I have to drop, I have to drop. So, and if I have to rush, I'm gonna do my job, and that's the rush. So.
At Louisville, did you ever have to drop?
No.
Okay, so learning that was a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. But I got a amazing coach, Coach Edwards. Man, he real deal helped. He was a guy that really helped me like relax, because I was like, I remember at the beginning of the year, my rookie year, I'm stressing. I'm like, I'm not making plays. I'm not getting sacks. Like, what's going on? Like, he like, Yaya, calm down. You're like, it's gonna come. It's gonna come, and when it comes, it's gonna come in bunches. So all I did was do that, and then I just start relaxing, and then stuff just start working.
What's the biggest area of growth you've seen in yourself?
I would say just being more vocal, and trying to bring other guys with me. Even if I wasn't chosen to be one of the captains, I still take that that role. Like, I still have to bring guys along, and so I feel like that's what I've done this year. More being more vocal, because I understand the defense now. So last year I really couldn't do much. I just had to sit and just watch the guys. Like Shaq. Shaq was a great OG for me, man. He really showed me like what I need to do, and he showed me how to attack every day, and what I have to do to like really make it far in this league.
It's quite a person to learn from as a rookie. That's pretty incredible. You mentioned getting more vocal. Does that ever involve trash talk for you? I can't picture it.
Nah, I really don't trash talk, cause my trash talking is me whooping, like.
Oh, okay.
Like,
we do our talking on the field.
Exactly.
That's what it was for you. That's why you didn't do it.
So if I can make you look bad, like, what can you tell me? You can't really tell me nothing, because I'm giving you a hard time the whole game. So that's my way of trash talking.
Yep, that's what it was.
We can speak off camera too. I can give you a couple pointers.
Okay.
So we last week determined that the one and only time Cam ever tried to trash talk was against Alex Anzalone of the now Lions.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I walked like right behind where he was warming up in the game, and I really wanted to just be like, "Yo, Cam braces." Hi. I was close.
I don't know why I did it. It's still like top 5 greatest regret of my life.
Wow.
It was really awkward for me, for him.
Yeah.
So this is why don't listen to any.
No, but I got some good ones for you. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, that he never used himself. He's just been like putting in the holster.
Yeah, just waiting.
But Todd Bowles, we always hear quite the trash talker. Does he ever do that with you, or what's your relationship with him?
Coach Bowles is like, you gotta catch him on a good day for him to trash talk you. Like, you'll sit down, y'all be talking, and then he'll just start making jokes, and you like, he make jokes? Like, you wouldn't think he make jokes, but he's really funny, and he talk a lot of trash.
Yeah. Do you ever try to do it back, or are you just like, yes, sir?
I just be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my job.
Yeah.
I'm good.
The way he does it too, it's like so subtle.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not like, you're like, wait.
Yeah,
did he just make fun of me?
That's how it be. Yeah,
that's amazing. We're talking to Yaya Diaby. Also, I've heard you have a bit of an alter ego. Apparently, it may not involve trash talking, but I was told that you have is it Agent Sub-Zero? Is that correct? Agent Zero?
No.
I love this. Duke just like gave me wrong information.
Yeah,
you have nothing.
Just
no Agent Zero.
Just Sub-Zero.
He looked at me like I was crazy. It was just the fact
that
I said
was like,
agent.
where the agent came from.
Maybe I made that up. I thought it would add something to it. Okay, so Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Great. Tell me about who Sub-Zero is, and then I'll make up who I think Agent Sub-Zero is.
Sub-Zero to me is just the fans. It really came from the fans. The fans just start saying, it was like, Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero, Sub-Zero. It was like, do the celebration. And then I didn't do it the whole year, but then it was just that Jaguar, that when we played the Jaguars, I was feeling it. It was a great game for me, and I just said, let me just pull it out, and then it just stuck.
I like that.
So what is it?
It's
a celebration?
Yeah, it's a celebration.
When I see it, I'll know.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you see it, you'll know.
All right.
You'll know what it is.
I'll be looking out.
What was your decision of forever you'll be the first person to get to wear number 0 for the Bucs, which is pretty cool. What
Sick.
made you choose that?
So I remember because I was number 6 at Louisville. So when I got here, I was like, "Can I get 6?" They were like, "Nah." They were like, "It's already taken." So I was like, "Okay, you guys have any single-digit numbers?" They were like, "We got 0 and we got 8." So before I made the decision, Servassier texted me. He was like, "Yaya, please, can I get number 8, please?" He was like, "Don't choose 8. Let me get 8." So did you end
up 0 by default?
So then I was like, "I got you, man." I was like, "Yeah, 0 will look good on me." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll go with 0."
That's pretty funny. I thought this was going to be some grand, this is really how it spoke to me. This was the idea behind the 0, and it's like, it was what was left.
all that
And
was
you
left.
get to make history.
That's how it was, man.
That's funny.
Boss was like,
that's a good teammate right there.
Yeah.
It's a good teammate.
8's a quarterback number. It's like kind of boxy. 0 is nice.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to fight for your number, Cam?
No, I was always at every stage of my career in every sport. My number was just given to me.
Oh, okay.
Numbers, I don't really got a number.
You didn't really care one way or the other?
No.
All right, we're going to take one last break here. We have one more segment coming up on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into Buccaneers Total Access. Casey Phillips here with Cam Brate and Yaya Diaby, our final segment here. I'd love to hear just a little bit more about the outside linebacker room that you guys have. Take me through the different guys, their strengths, and just the way that you guys all gel together.
Man, I think our room is like the closest out of all the rooms, man. Everybody just wants the best out of each other, you know. You got Jose, Joe, Watts, Nelly, and then now you got Brad. Brad's he's still trying to figure everybody out, you know, trying to get close with everybody, but he's starting to get a little comfortable, a little too comfortable. But
You're like, okay, Rookie, calm down.
Yeah, he's getting a little too comfortable, but he's getting comfortable, man. Everybody got a different thing that they bring to the table, you know. Jose and Watts, they both got a lot of speed and can really get on the edge. You got Joe, a finesse guy, and he can do literally everything. Like when I watch Joe on film, and I'm just like, this man, the way he drop and cover, the way he rush, you can literally put him anywhere and he'll be really good at it. And then you got Nelly. Nelly just does everything right, literally like everything right. I love watching Nelly. I learn a lot from Nelly because Nelly will tell me like, okay, this the way you line up, this the way you attack, this what you're supposed to be looking at. And so every guy on that outside linebacker, we bring something out of each other, you know, just whether it's uplifting each other or telling each other like, this what you got to do. And then you got Brad's, you know, Brad's still learning. He asks a lot of questions.
That's great.
He asks a lot of questions. So you know, he's getting comfortable. It's only his second game, but I feel like we're gonna see more of Brad's.
Are you making him do rookie duties? I mean, you got to split being a rookie with there were 3 of you.
Yeah,
which feels like cheating. You know, you don't have to be like the rookie in the room.
The thing is, when with me, because I knew I went 3rd round, and Jose and Watts went undrafted and Jose went 6, I was like, it's good. I'll take care of
Aw,
everything. So I ain't really make them do a lot. But Brass, for a guy like that, he don't like doing nothing. I'd be like, dude, like just go and like we had to force him to go get stuff in the room, you know, snack
like
wise.
food, yeah.
Yeah,
I did see him carrying a lot of food onto the plane.
Yeah, the first time he brought food to the room, it was just like not good food. I'm just like, who told you to get these stuff? Like, then we went to the DB room and everything looked colorful. You got all the candy, you got everything. I said, you see, that's how it's supposed to look. So then he did a good job. Now the room look way better.
Okay,
now it
good.
look way better.
Cam, did you have rookie duties?
I was essentially the rookie my first 3 years. I was the youngest tight end. So yeah, I had lots of rookie duties. Our old tight end coach, John Embry, Embo, oh yeah, he killed me. Yeah.
It was the coach doing it, not even your
the
fellow
coach,
players.
he was the worst. At that, he was the best. He was the best
a great coach.
Oh, he killed me. Yeah, lots of dinners on me. Film was essentially just roasting me for like 3 years. So, yeah, built thick skin though. You know.
Yeah, it's helpful. Look at that.
Yeah.
You're like made me stronger.
Yeah, it just depends how you look at it.
How were you then to the rookies that came after you after that experience?
You know me.
Yeah, obviously
I was
you were so
very
mean.
respectful, very nice. Well, like our rookies were also like the nicest people ever, and so like OJ and Co and Cade, Co, I kind of gave Co some crap.
Yeah,
but,
that's
yeah, you can't do it to Cade. Like if you say one thing to Cade, you're like,
it's like
I feel
I'm
bad
kicking a
about that.
puppy over
Yeah.
here.
You can't do that.
We're talking to Yaya Diaby. All right, so also now tell me about our offensive line that you get to go against. That Cam discussed how much he would have hated going against you. Tell me about our offensive line that you have had to go against now for a couple years.
Man, I can't say it enough, man. I love going against Tristan and Luke. Like,
wow, just a glutton for punishment over here.
I love going against them because when you go against guys like that and you know they're like one of the top tackles in the league, and you get to face that every day, like you just have to get better. Like you're gonna get better. So going against guys like I love going against Tristan, and Tristan always giving me pointers to beat him. So when I beat him and he'd be like, "Oh, I told you about that, boy. I told you that, and you did it." So it's always good going against him and Luke. Me and Luke, we bump heads a lot, but it's just I feel like it's just teammates.
Also, I don't think that's
teammates.
on you. I think Luke encourages the bumping of heads against I think that's how he thrives.
Yeah, he's got a big head too, so it's like,
He can't help it.
hard
It's just out
to.
there already. Yeah, Luke seems like he needs to have that person to be going at all the time.
Yeah, it gets him going.
Yeah.
So I love going against both of those guys.
I feel like also Luke is a guy where you love having him on your team, but you hate having to go against him. Does that seem fair for both of you?
Yeah. Cause
it's interesting watching the transformation of Luke, because when I played with Luke, he was a rookie, and he's kind of like trying to figure out his way.
Yeah.
And now I see Luke walk around the building, and it's like he owns the place.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it on you to kind of knock him down a couple blocks.
Yeah.
I like that. Do you have a favorite move?
A favorite move. Well, mostly I rely on my long arm, but it sets up moves for everything. You can long arm to club outside. You can long arm counter inside. So my long arm is really my go-to because it sets up so many things. And then some of the tackles, they don't think I got speed too, so I creep that in there sometime. Once I have them sitting down for the power, and that's when you kind of just use your speed.
4.51 40.
Yeah, your combine scores were wild. Did you expect to do that well at the combine?
Oh yeah. I knew I was going to do. While I was prepping the whole draft process, I was like, oh yeah, I know when I go to that combine, I'm gonna shock everybody. And I remember talking to the Bucs. It was like when I was leaving, Coach Foote, he was like, so what you gonna run? I was like, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm like, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out tomorrow.
Spoilers.
I'm like,
We
yeah.
don't do
I'm
spoilers
like,
here.
I'm like, I know I'm gonna shock you tomorrow. So that's what I did.
And then we got the Broncos coming up this week. Tell me what you're going to be focusing on this week, and then the defense overall, what you guys feel like you need to do to accomplish the win this week.
For me personally, I need a sack. I honestly.
I mean, otherwise Kalijah's going to slap you. This is very serious.
Like, for me, I hold myself to a super, super high standard. Like, I need to find a way to get to that quarterback and capitalize. But as a defense, I feel like, just like I was saying at the beginning, I'm like, for us not to get complacent, because it can be like, we're going against the Broncos. They're 0-2, so we can relax. No, this is a time where we gotta really find ourselves and find that we're gonna be one of the best defense in the league. So we can't take a step backwards. We gotta keep moving forward. And I feel like this week of preparation, that's what we gotta keep implementing. Just like, guys, we gotta attack. We can't take no days off. Just keep attacking.
That's awesome. And do you remember that, Cam, for you, of just like how hard it was to maybe after a big emotional win to still be where you need to be?
For sure. Yeah, definitely. So obviously he's got the right mindset going into it, and Coach Bowles, I'm sure, will have the guys ready to go. Mm-hmm. First sack of the year, you going sub-zero?
Yeah.
There it is.
You see, the thing is, nobody else does it. I don't think nobody would do it with me, because I normally do it with Kalijah, but I'm gonna find somebody.
Someone will
freeze for me.
Well, thank you so much, Yaya, for coming on. We really appreciate it. Congrats on that win. And that is going to do it for us here on Buccaneers Total Access, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio.